Hello, Rob McNeilly here again. And for those of you who have seen the preceding three videos, thank you for being willing to give you time to view those. And for those of you who haven't seen those, there's an opportunity to have another look at them. But this fourth video now, the final in the series, I want to just go over what we have explored so far in the first three videos and then speak about what's happening next. So in the first video, we had a look at some of the issues that were around for us to do the kind of work that we want to do. We've all had the experience of going to workshops, reading books, having ideas and thinking, yes, that sounds excellent, but then comes the experience of how to translate that into practice. And confidence is one of the major stumbling blocks that I've heard reports about down through the decades that I've been teaching, and also in comments that people have made in response to the videos that have preceded this. And so we had a look at some of the ways of enhancing and learning confidence. In the second video, we had a look at the first three of the 6 essential skills that I've outlined that through the years have really just become so apparent to me as being crucial if we're going to do good work, if we're going to be effective in our work. And we looked at the therapeutic relationship, how to generate a genuine, caring, respectful, therapeutic relationship. We looked at how to pay attention to an obvious but until recently somewhat mysterious skill of listening. We know about it, we know it's important, but how do we do it? How do we listen? What are we listening for? Where are we listening from? Makes such a huge difference. And by exploring these positions and these directions, that can influence our listening and then, as a result of that, influence the flow and direction and effectiveness of our therapy. That follows. We also had a look at this crucial issue, another one of the essential skills about restoring trust. We saw that with any problem, whatever it is, trust is one of the first casualties. There's always some damage to trust when something goes wrong with our body, with our relationship, with our life. Trust is damaged, and we don't want to just flip into saying, oh, it'll be all right, think positively, and so on, which is just a demand for betrayal and catastrophe. And also, we don't want to get stuck in the crippling emotion of paranoia, where we're not going to trust anyone, ever. Fernando Flores calls that cynicism, a refusal to trust. That leads to a small and miserable existence. So then how to create a genuine trust, how to have some prudence so that we can begin from mistrust for very good reasons and then allow for a window of trust to be restored. Also, I mentioned that Fernando Flores, in his beautiful book with Carol Schlanger, Building Trust, the idea that if we trust the client, rather than try and convince them that we're trustworthy, if we trust them, our trusting of the client can enhance their own trusting of themselves, and that can help repair this damage. In the third video, we looked at the second 3 essential skills. The first we looked at was expectancy. And I'm claiming that whenever any of us have a problem that is going to require therapy, is going to require counselling, that we want some help with, there's always a mood of resignation. I'm stuck with this. This is how it is. This is how it's been. This is how it's going to be. It's such an awful, it's understandable, but such an awful and really such an unhelpful mood that keeps the problem stuck. And if we don't take care of our own mood, we can pick up the mood of resignation from the clients, and we can start to feel, oh, I don't know whether I can do this. This is too difficult. So it's hardly helpful to the client. By contrast, if we can create in ourselves a mood of expectancy, just not like a guarantee, but just like, well, I don't know. Who knows what can happen? Who knows how this is going to be solved? Can it just happen? Our mood of expectancy can have a profound and powerful influence on the conversations and the outcome of the therapy. The second skill that we looked at in the third video was this issue of how to reconnect people with their resources. As Erickson said a number of times, everybody has more abilities than they realise. And that we can think of a problem having as one of its components a disconnection from some resource, some ability, some behaviour that is there somewhere, maybe in the past, maybe in other areas of our life, we become disconnected with, hence the problem. And so we look at the notion of helping someone to generate a solution as one of helping to reconnect them with some resource that they have that they've been overlooking or lost contact with. And briefly, I mentioned that if we ask someone what they like to do, what someone likes to do is a gold mine of resources. When we do something we like, we've got all the resources that we need. It's all there. Everybody's got everything they need to do whatever that is they like to do. Otherwise, they wouldn't like it. If someone likes cycling, it doesn't mean that they won't get a puncture or won't get thirsty or hungry or fall off their bike or the chain will come off or something. It doesn't mean there won't be some interruption, but if they like it, they've got the resources there to fix the puncture, to have something to drink, have some food, to put the chain on the back on the bicycle and so on. So that when we do something we like, there are a whole range of resources that are just there waiting patiently to be connected with. And the final skill that I've identified as being essential is the skill of taking care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we're not going to be much use to the client. If we get burnt out and overwhelmed, like Spike Milligan said he wanted on his tomb, I told you I was sick. So if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not going to be much use to the client. And by taking care of ourselves, we can be more available, more creative, more effective, as well as feeling better. And that can also be something that can flow onto the clients. So these are some of the issues that we explored together in these videos. And they've come from my reflection and distillation of what I've been teaching over the last 35 years to I don't know how many people and how many places around the globe and people have said that they find these skills and some exploration of these skills so helpful to their practice and to their person. And of course, having spent time with the late Milton Erickson and having learnt so much from him by observing the way he was always so focused on the client, on the relationship, on generating effective work. It was just legendary. But rather than get overwhelmed by how wonderful he was, I think if we can look at these issues, these skills, and explore them, even though they are always totally interrelated, if we can explore them one at a time, that gives us some access to enhancing our effectiveness. So it's been a privilege for me to share these skills and a method of enhancing our skills, learning these skills over all that time and many different places.